What is going on, All Terrain Nation? This is your buddy. Get that thing to focus, right? There we go. There we go. What is going on, All Terrain Nation? It's your buddy Dave here, and maybe it's going to focus. Maybe my camera will act right. Let's see. Come on. You can do it, camera. You can do it. You know you want to. I don't know what's going on, but this is your All Terrain Nation, and I'm your host, David Boyd. What is going on, everybody? This camera's going to aggravate me here. Let's see. Let's see if I can monkey with it. Come on, focus in. You know you want to. I don't know. Let's just go with it, man. I'm nothing to see anyways. So this is All Terrain Nation, and I'm all fired up tonight because we are talking the Jeep Gladiator. And Jeep Gladiator is it's a hit or miss subject for everybody because people just seem to love the thing or they hate the thing. There is no in between. I am in a family that either let's see, I like it and the rest of the family hates it, kind of thing. So, but first off, cheers. What's up, Joe Taylor, moderator extraordinaire? We got Tim with Pickup Truck and SUV Talk up here. We got the usual suspects. ATX Trent in the house. We got Ronald with Nissan Hawaii Nation. Ronald, that is a mouthful to say, buddy. Hey, we got 4x4 in here. What's going on, guys? Anyways, if you haven't yet, you know the drill. Smash that like button. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button because we are going to have some fun tonight, man. Like I said earlier, this truck is one of those things that, man, this is getting on my nerves. I don't know what its deal is. It's getting on. This is acting silly. Here, let me get out there. Make it focus. It don't want to focus. It don't want to focus. But this Jeep is one of those things that either people just love or they hate, man. It's one of those things like when you see the Rubicon version of this truck, you're like, that's a badass looking truck. And then you see like just the S model and you're like, that's a long looking truck. There is no, it is like just, I don't know, man. You put like normal 30-inch tires on the thing, and it just looks ultra long. And it's one of those things that they should have done like, man, this is getting on my nerves. Like they should have done. Let me do this. I could screw this all up, guys. Watch this. I can really screw this up. Let's see. Let's edit that. Deactivate. Activate. Boom. There we go. Looky there. I fixed it. But this thing, it's one of these things that Jeep almost should have just done like Ford's doing with the Bronco and just put 35s on it from the factory and maybe not offer, all the versions that Jeep's getting into, but we'll get in that in just a little bit. But once again, what are y'all's opinions on this thing? I'd like to know right away before we get too deep into this because, like I said, you love it or hate it. It boggles my mind, this truck, how it's like the cab. I know they need so much room for the cab of this thing, but it really, if this thing I think would have been just a two-door, it would have been awesome. But we don't live in a two-door world anymore. We live in a four-door world. So let's see. Chris West says my wife wants a Gladiator, and I'm like, we have a Titan. Why do we need another truck? Well, Chris, come on, man. It's not another truck. It's a Jeep Gladiator, right? You got to, there's like the Toyota tax and there's the Jeep tax. And sometimes you just got to pay the piper, man, and pay up for that Jeep tax, right? Let's see. I don't like the 4x4 says I do not like the rear end of this thing. And like I said, it's hit or miss. Let's see. ATX Trent says Gladiator is a half-baked effort by FCA, in my opinion. I can't deny that. My buddy over there, Tim, with Pickup Truck and SUV Talk's done some time in this vehicle, and I know his he likes it okay. Let's see. Joe Taylor says hi, Ronald. Anyway, so let's get into this thing, man. So 2020. Well, actually, let's roll back to 2018. Jeep launches, or they show the kind of concept, what they call a concept of the Gladiator, and people go nuts, man, because people have wanted a Jeep truck forever. Like, since they killed them off, they wanted the old Comanches and stuff. They're like, hey man, we need another one. Why did you do that? And for whatever reason, Jeep has just been, they've been in the hands of like 15 different ownerships. So every ownership's like, hey man, we're just gonna do with what we got, and and we'll go from there. Let's see. There's Patrick. Let's see. Patrick says for it to look good, it has to have some mods. Otherwise, it looks awkward to him. I agree, Patrick. Tim says it really depends on the trim levels. Yes, and I will get into a couple of those trim levels because, in my opinion, right now they just have there's too many trim levels on this thing. This is it's not an ordinary mid-sized pickup truck that is going to be in somebody's fleet. There's no commercial people going, you know what we need? You know what we've been missing out on? Our guy that's running parts for us, he needs something he can take the roof off of because it is don't get me wrong, the Gladiator it's in a big like it's in a vast group of trucks. Like there's a lot, it's competing against a lot, but yet it's kind of super unique in itself too. So let's go. Let's see. 2 engine options right now. You can get that 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 that makes 285 horsepower, 260 foot-pounds of torque, which isn't bad. I feel like the torque numbers need to be up, but people buy Jeeps. They really don't care about that. But what they really like is that 3-liter diesel. That Eco Diesel is 260 horsepower, which seems low compared to that V6, except for the 442 foot-pounds of torque, man. It's a torque monster, that diesel is. But on top of that Jeep tax, you're going to pay for that diesel tax when you opt for that one. And it's a pretty big chunk of change to get into that diesel all the way around, really. Like, if you think diesels... We've talked about this in previous shows, that diesels just all the way around, they don't make sense to me, in my opinion. Yeah, I get, like, there's a longevity to them. There is, if you own the damn thing for 10 years, yeah, it sort of breaks even. But past that, like, for the people that own a vehicle for, roughly 3 years, it just doesn't make sense. But let's do this. We got some video of this thing. We'll pop this thing up here, and while we're talking about it, look at there. That is the Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, and it's in that kind of fire engine like red. This is the color you keep seeing it. They launched it with that Super Bowl ad with Bill Murray driving this thing around from the Groundhog Day commercial. If you think of a Gladiator, this is how it should look, but the S should look this way. It shouldn't look like something hugging the ground with tiny ass tires on it. But anyways, let's see. We've got Kelly in the house. What's up, Kelly? What's up, Overland Nashville? Jim Bob is in the house. We made that's a special treat when you get Jim Bob in the house. Let's see. Who else we got in here? Any other big names? Damn, Tim's gonna moderate my show for me. Thanks, Tim. Let's see here. I'm trying to find my numbers there. There they are. And we'll pull these. I got some numbers to talk about here in a few minutes. But anyways. Like it or love it, the Jeep is here to stay for a bit. Now, someone in this chat room once told me that this thing is a one and done. That Jeep will soak up everything they can out of this pickup truck, and then they will not make a generation 2. But I don't know, man. I was looking at the sales figures the other day, and I'll pull those up in just a minute. But it's actually, during this weird pandemic time that we've lived in, like pickup truck sales in general have not been that bad. I mean, in many cases, they've been the saviors for some of these companies versus some of the other brands. Let's see, Jim Bob. I was hoping Danny would be on your talk about your smoking hot wife again. Danny is on not virtual. He's always on vacation. You guys can give Danny all the crap you want the next time he's on one of these videos, because it's every other weekend Danny's on vacation, and like really on vacation, not just like, the military must be good to Danny, because I don't know. Kelly says the Gen 2 will be an EV combo. Well, they're already working on that EV combo, man. But Jeep, when they brought this thing out, like I said earlier, this is something that the hardcore Jeep guys have wanted for quite a while. They've really wanted this vehicle, but what probably concerned them a little bit is this is going to take away from the mighty Wrangler sales. Like this thing, when it came out, Wrangler sales are always like silly high, but people that might have bought the new JL was like, maybe I'll wait for a year or two and see what this thing's like, and then, I'll buy this. And, for all intents and purposes, they're kind of the same thing, except this one, the tow rating on this one's quite a bit different because it is a pickup truck. What's up, Frank B? Frank B in the house, moderator extraordinaire. But The numbers on this truck kind of, if you're just in looking for a pickup truck, other than the fact that you can take the roof off this thing and the doors off, and that draws me to it. Don't get me wrong. There was a time when I was looking at buying one of these that it was appealing that I could sort of have a truck and the Jeep doors. But when you start looking at the bed of this thing, that's like ding number one in my opinion. Is the bed of this thing is tiny. It's a 5-foot bed, but like there's not a lot. By the time you get the wheel wells and everything in it, there's just not a ton you can do with the bed of this truck. I guess if you're a light adventurer, it's okay. The Overland guys have went nuts for this truck because you throw a rack on it and it just looks cool. Don't get me wrong, it does look cool. But once again, you have to add all this extra stuff on this truck to make it useful. And people that I think buy a pickup truck usually want something that you can use. And of course, the video right there just showed them hauling some motorcycles in it. But if you look, the tailgate's extended out because those motorcycles wouldn't fit any other way. Now you can say, well, look at the Frontier. Look at the Frontier. It's got a small bed, and but you used to be able to get a long bed combination in that thing. And I'm not sure if you still can or not. I think the long beds are ugly anyways. But could you imagine this truck in a long bed? It would be pretty frightening. pretty frightening because the bed already looks, from the back of the wheel well all the way sticking out, it just looks like something that just shouldn't be there. But they had to do it, right? We all wanted a pickup truck, Jeep, and once again, we don't live in a 2-door world anymore. We live in a 4-door world, and you got a family, and a lot of people, their pickup truck now is the family hauler. And whether it be something like a Platinum Edition F-150 where it's luxurious, it's something that is super nice and you don't mind taking out, to just your ordinary Nissan Titan that is not, the base model is not a bad truck to get in and out. So this thing is competing in some strange numbers, or some strange area. But let's look at this. Let's pull out some numbers. Let's see. Bam! There we go. Look at this. I'm getting all fancy with this, guys. I'm learned. I am learned. Oh, let's see. Let's look at the numbers of this thing. Now, Jeep has had a pretty good year with this thing. Now, initially, the last year, the sales came out strong, and then it just sort of petered out a little bit. Like they were just kind of fading. And it looks like the pandemic has actually been pretty good to this thing. Now, if you look at quarter 2 there, let's see, we're looking over here at quarter 2. That's where it's starting to, they're really just starting to get them out there by quarter 2 of last year. And this year, look at quarter 2 sales, man. It's 174% up. Now, some of that I have to believe is due to COVID. And during COVID, people went nuts they were buying up jet skis, they were buying up boats, and all kinds of just things to get away, to go have some fun while you're trapped at home. You might as well have some fun. And I really want to believe that that's one reason why the spike in sales in this thing, that people just wanted something fun to go tool around in. Like, you can't go to, you can't do your normal stuff. You can't go to restaurants and stuff. So people were, like I said, were just buying like UTVs, all kinds of strange side-by-sides. You name it, they were buying it and wanting to go adventure. So in my opinion, that's why you see this spike in sales. But with the third quarter sales, will it remain the same into fourth quarter? Now, a lot of these companies are banking that truck sales will still be strong. There's a few that you're going to see, kind of like the Nissan Titan is always a question mark with sales. Sadly, the Titan came in at a weird time. Nissan, I've talked about on my other show, Nissan's has a thing for bad timing on anything they seem to do. So, but look at Frontier sales. Frontier sales are down, but I think some of that has to do with the next generation coming up. Sierra sales, you can see the GMC Sierra, some of the bigger trucks, they're down a little bit. Chevy's taken quite a hit, but there's been 2. Look at that Ford Ranger too. So we've got 2 brand new mid-sized trucks really entered, they're all steam ahead now. They're ready to go in this market. And I think with Chevy with the let's get my arrow over here. I can find it. Where are you at, Chevrolet? There's Colorado sales. Look at Colorado sales, man. It's been out for quite a while. It's taken a hit. Obviously, COVID's taken some of the hit of it. And it's, once again, it's not a fun. I mean, any trucks are fun, but it's not the kind of fun truck that the Gladiator is. And so all these trucks are down just slightly, but I think that Gladiator just benefits from COVID times. And would we have seen these numbers before COVID? Like, would this thing continue to climb, or would people kind of had enough of this and maybe just moved on? If they were going to buy something Jeep, would they have just moved on to the Wrangler? What is y'all's opinions on this topic tonight? Let's see. Frank B is in the house. Let's see. Have we talked about the hideous rear lights of this thing? No, we have not, Frank B, but we can. I can find a picture of those hideous rear lights for you and throw it up there. Let's see. The Colorado, Kelly says the Colorado gives you a long bed. Yes, they do. But and me mentioning the Frontier is because you guys know we know Nissan quite a bit. I just don't think that this thing needs a front long bed, because I think part of the problem is with the boxiness of this thing too. It's just this and this, so it doesn't lend itself to look wider than it really is. The fenders on these things doesn't really like make it. Ooh, look, we're stretching out, and look at the hood. The way the hood all tapers in, it just makes it look super narrow, which makes it look awkward till we see them lifted. Now, once people start lifting these things, you put a couple inch lift on it, and you get some 37s, which Jeep's own designer said, which I love. They designed this thing knowing that people were going to go dump 35s on it right away. Even the Rubicon. You buy a Rubicon, it's coming with 33s. They purposely made it to where you can go right to your store and put 35s under it, which leads me to believe now when Bronco comes out, does the Wrangler and this Gladiator, do they go to 35s? Like, because it can do it from the factory. I mean, I think that's a big draw in comparison of this style of vehicle, is that Bronco's going 35. So does Jeep with this? Do they push the limit to 37s? I don't know. And there's probably at some point there has to be a highway safety deal on the size of tires that you can buy from the factory. But that's just my opinion. Let's see. Where are we at here? When I think of the Jeep, I think of a 50 cal mount. Throw it in the bed and go, man. Heck yeah. Do you think that how the Toyotas, when they get worn out here, you always see them in the Middle East, and then any skirmish, somebody's mounted a gun on the back of it. Is that an appeal for these in about 10 years? Will we see these in Afghanistan with turrets mounted to them? Let's see. ATX Trent says, won't be surprised if Ford returns #1 in the midsize class. Trent, we'll go back to these sales numbers real quick, and we can talk about that. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at Ranger right now. So, yeah, Ranger is doing well, but it took a long time for Ranger to do well. I think Ford lost a lot of their mid-size guys to Toyota. Lord knows they didn't go to the Frontier. Chevy was out of it for a while. And I think that's why Toyota, the Tacoma's sales are so strong. Look at these numbers down here compared to normal mid-sized trucks, and it's just ridiculous. Let's see. Colorado second quarter 19,800. Ranger 25,000. Look at the Tacoma. It's still 51,000, and that everybody knows that truck's coming up on a redesign. It's coming up on its next gen. Let's see. Frontier is never going to stand a chance there. Ridgeline is, it's a question mark to me. The Canyon 5,000, which you could basically dump those 5,000 on top of the Colorado. It's this damn near same truck. Let's see, where else can we compare? But I don't see the Ranger ever getting close to the top spot of the midsize. Let's see. Oh, what do we got here? When the Ranger is being redesigned, even though it just came out for them. Oh, when is the Ranger being redesigned? Tim would answer that one better than you. I know that Ford is working on it. Yeah, there you go. Couple more years, Joe. Global Ranger first. Yes, the Ranger is and I may be off on this, Tim, and you could step in there and straighten me out on this, but my understanding is the Bronco framing is the next gen. It's part of the next gen Ranger. Like a lot of people think that the it's under the current frame of the current Ranger, but my understanding is the Bronco is actually the next gen, part of the next gen design of that truck. Let's see. Frank B says I might be in the minority, but I like the Ridgeline. I don't dislike the Ridgeline, Frank, but the Ridgeline is, it's in my opinion, and maybe we do that next show. I know Tim just did a couple good videos on that Ridgeline. Oh, Ramesh bought him a 14 Tacoma yesterday. Congratulations, buddy. Hey, congratulations, man. Hopefully you like that thing. But let's see. Kelly says a couple more years we will be talking about Cybertrucks, Rivians. Yes. Unfortunately, yes, we will be talking about EVs one of these days. I know Tim with Pickup Trucks there in SUV Talk loves talking about the Cybertruck, and I know his audience loves talking about that old Cybertruck. But so let's see what else we got. So like I said, the sales of that truck initially were really strong. They sort of petered down, and then COVID hits. The truck kind of booms. You know, it booms, like I was saying earlier, because it's an adventure vehicle, and it's just in general people like Jeep. They trust Jeep for an off-road vehicle. You know, I know Toyota, yes, they do a lot of sales with the TRD stuff and their sort of off-road package, but some of that is just snobbery. Like, people that can afford the best always want the best, and they always just assume, well, it's their best. Now, I don't stack the Tacoma up next to this Gladiator and go, well, the Tacoma's going to win out on that. On the road ride quality, of course, that truck will win out. But I think any other category of actual off-road, and I think the Jeep kind of wins out on that. Let's see. Tim loves diesels. Yes, he does love diesels. And the Ram heavy duties. Oh, man. But let's see. Did you know... I haven't heard anybody talk about this yet, but it's in the press kit for this Gladiator that they're going to do an 80th anniversary Willys edition of this thing, and they're going to offer a couple different colors, which is kind of cool. Jeep, that's the next thing that Jeep does well. Jeep knows how to sell the public who has no idea on off-roading, like trail rated. Trail rated was like just a brilliant thing to put on the side of a vehicle. What does trail rated mean to a normal person? They go, oh, well, I could take it up this, I could go rock crawl up this thing if I need to, because the saying, what is it called? Jeep balls? Like, maybe that's what trail rated means, is Jeep balls. But let's see. Oh my God. Let's see. Oh, they're talking about Scotty down there. Oh, you guys know how much I love Scotty. But anyway, but then Jeep goes with the Rubicon stuff and all this. They start coloring the tow hooks. Many people would hide the tow hooks, and Jeep was like, no, let's push that out there. And so you get these Wrangler that people are associated with badass, and now you just blend it into the Gladiator, and voila. But let's see what else we got going on here. Yes, Scotty thumbs down. Let's see. Yes, Scotty, or Pickup Truck and SUV Talk says FCA does so many special editions, the media gets bored of it. I would agree with that, Tim. When I was at the Chicago Auto Show, and I was at the Jeep when they were doing the Mojave reveal, I had zero interest in it because I just assumed it was. I didn't read up on the press kit at the time, but I just was like, great, it's just another specialty Jeep package that I don't care about. I think Jeep does well with the base, and you get into the what they call the overland trim in the truck, and then the Rubicon. And I think they probably sell more Rubicons really than anything of that. Let's see. Scotty said today that Ford is no longer making gas-powered F-150s, although that they could have been clickbait. Oh, I need to do a couple Scotty videos on this channel because they're so popular on the Nissan Nation side of things. Scotty did the new F-150 EV platform. I love Scotty that Tim, do you ever know that Scotty's actually gotten any kind of vehicle from a maker? Because I don't think they would want to give Scotty a brand new vehicle over there. The last video I did on Scotty of his attempt at reviewing a Nissan Xterra was just, oh, it was horrible. Just horrible. Let's see. Yes, Scotty uses gullible people to hate on Nissan. Scotty uses gullible people that hate on anything but that, what is it, like the 92 Corolla? That is his favorite car? Ramesh says he should have listened to old Scotty. Yeah, Scotty's a piece of work. But let's see. What do you guys want to... There's not a lot to talk about on Gladiator. And we kind of hit the high points there. And let's do this. Let's put the video back on here. And... dude, oh, what's up? What's up? Fly trap, strap, whatever. God, I don't know why I can never. Tim says he's never heard of Scotty getting a new vehicle. Yeah, I just can't imagine. Of course, Tim, the local celebrity here with Pickup Truck and SUV Talk, who does a live video every Tuesday, and I encourage everybody to go listen. But Tim got to see old Scotty at the, what was it, the Houston Auto Show, something like that, and Tim says he's just as weird as in person as, as he is on his videos. Let's see. Scotty gets a Toyota. Yes. Uses customers' cars. Yes, I definitely uses customers' cars because that Xterra one that I watched was just... I only watch Scotty for a few things. And I pay a lot of attention to what he does on Nissan just because everybody rips on Nissan. But when Scotty does it, he has, what, over 4 million subs? That he bought and paid for a lot of those subs. He used to run ads on YouTube all the time of his videos. And the funny thing is when he runs ads on those videos, they're not allowed to make any money. So he was just throwing material out there. But I kind of think the dude's kind of a genius in a sense that he knew how to he knows what people are looking for. And he's the king of clickbait, no doubt. I had somebody rip me up. Oh my God. So you guys will love this. Tim, you might like it. I don't know. So I did a video a couple weeks ago on the Bronco bumper and just my initial thoughts of that Bronco bumper of a lot of screws sticking out of this thing. And I know why. Go watch the video. I'm not going to rehash it, but that video took so much hate, but I dumped it into a Bronco page on Facebook. And they ended up taking it down because people were going nuts over that video. They were just, and I was accused of basically being Scotty. Like I was one person, like it was a personal attack on me. Like he just would not stop, and he was going through my social media accounts, like anything he could find to screw with me. He was trying to find to screw with me, and I was told that I was doing clickbait videos because you could tell because I used brightly colored words in my my thumbnails, and I was like, well, how's that clickbait, man? Go see Scotty if you want clickbait because that dude knows clickbait like crazy. Let's see, Tim the Celebrity. Let's see. Fly says Gladiator Talk yada yada yada. Jeep rules yada yada yada. 4-1 Ruby Crawl yada yada. Heritage. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. We could. Hey Tim, why don't we plan next? If you're free next Sunday, let's have Tim on this show, and me and Tim can debate something because Tim's much wiser than I am in the worlds of pickup truck talk and SUV. But I think we haven't done a stream in a while, Tim, and I don't make any money on these. Let's see. Where do you guys want to take this show? Are we gonna stick with Scotty? Because I can stick with Scotty tonight. Tim. Ramesh, what are you doing to me here, buddy? Tim does mostly full-size trucks. Tim does a lot of mid-size stuff, man. King of Sweet on 18. Oh, that's great. Yeah, like Tim's done a lot, man. I've seen him on his on the farm with mid-size trucks. He had a Frontier a while back. The one truck that Tim doesn't seem to be able to get is a Nissan Titan, and that's a hotbed of excitement to talk about. Isn't that right? Tim and Dave debate, the other debate I'm looking forward to. Yeah, we should do it during those debates because it probably wouldn't be as exciting. Ramesh, you got to go through his channel, buddy. Tim's got some good stuff out there. And Tim, your live video the other day was great, where you were talking about, was it the live one where you were talking about going back, your opinions changing of vehicles that you did, and you were talking about the Toyota Tacoma, how your opinion did change. It was a great video. Uh, yeah, Hawaii. Tim, we have a local Hawaiian there, Mr. Ronald with Nissan Hawaii Nation. He's you need a boat. Ronald knows where a boat is. Let's see. Kelly's asking, when is the Frontier reveal? I've gotten nothing official. Tim would probably get it before I would. Me and Nissan right now. I was told by a few Nissan people separately that I'm not on their goodwill things right now. I've said, like Joe said, I've said October is what I think we'll see it, but there's nothing to confirm that. Let's see. Oh, Ramesh is he's trying to back out, Tim. He's trying to get out of this. Let's see. Okay, Tim, but you're a work truck guy, though. Nothing wrong with it. I did see the ZR2 video. It was great. Yeah, I would say anybody right now, Tim, would love to be in Hawaii. Any manufacturer want to during these COVID times send anybody to Hawaii. That would be awesome. Yeah. Nissan doesn't know who to like right now, unless you're an influencer that means nothing. I should really, like, I can open up on this channel about Nissan. I've got some stories with the Titan adventures that I'd love to share sometime. They've got a couple journalists that they take to everything they do that just they throw not money at, but they throw nice dinners and stuff at that still don't write anything nice about Nissan. But they can make masks. They can make COVID masks. I know that. Let's see. Nissan doesn't like anyone because they're of their own mistakes and doesn't make sense, Joe Taylor says. Could be right, Joe. I think Nissan doesn't like anybody because they don't know who to like, because the people in charge constantly are changing. So there's no direction to that company right now. Yeah, Chad, cough. Oh, you're not supposed to out me, Tim. Oh man, but yeah, there's a couple people that, like I was saying, that Nissan seems to take on every trip and adventure, and he's been to Monaco or Morocco and all these places, and not seeing too many nice things about it. He even gets GTRs. Why he gets GTRs, I have no idea. Let's see. We do love the influencers. Yeah, I think I did talk about the influencers a little bit on the last Titan adventure. It was a joke, it was a joke. People that were in my group of media/influencers was, I think for the size of the Nissan Nation Productions channel, that we got, probably, if you took the percentage of views versus how many subscribers I think I have, I would rank very high against those people. Let's see. No trust from Nissan Corp. Nissan's infatuation with influencers is hilarious, seeing that as they know nothing about Nissan products, nor do they care. Yes. Yeah, I've met one or two. There's Milo, who is an Indian gentleman from I want to say New Mexico area. That he's probably the best influencer I've seen that they use, and he's a photographer, and he does a lot for the Indian communities there. And he's got a killer Titan that he's built. I'm sure with the help of Nissan, but thing is wicked, man. And he's the best I've seen. Other than that, they've got two chefs that nobody's ever heard of. I mean, they're on TV every once in a while. I shouldn't be fair and say nobody's ever heard of them. But as we wind this one down, in your opinion, if you were looking for full-size trucks, and say whatever brand, and you thought to yourself, I need to find somebody that's going to, the everyday truck guy that they'll can see themselves with, would it be two chefs? I don't care if it was Emeril Lagasse, one of the most popular chefs. At no point do I think full-size truck and guy that cooks on TV at all. And Nissan's got two of them, man. And then they've got this girl who's a professional fisherman, she's a kick-ass girl, don't get me wrong. But once again, she's kind of like a D-list celebrity of sorts. I mean, I wouldn't even say D-list because she's an Instagram girl, and she's got a huge following on Instagram, and she does do some promotion for Nissan on there. But I guess if you know her, and you follow her on Instagram. But other than that, I don't know anything about the girl that would lend me to go, oh well, this is who I want to put my truck in the hands of. Let's see. Yes, it is the quote of the night, Joe Taylor. Let's see. Kelly's asking, Dave, do you think Jeep will up their software package to match what Ford is doing with the Bronco? I don't think they need to, man. I think the Bronco or the 8-inch screen that they're putting in the Wranglers is pretty sweet, man. I don't know. I've messed with the tech in that Wrangler a little bit, which is the same tech you get in the Gladiator, and I think Jeep, honestly, I think Jeep owns that segment of like all the cool off-roady stuff you can do and the trail cams and stuff. I've yet to really see what, other than on Bronco, it's hard to say what Bronco can do right now because we've only seen what Bronco can do in a couple videos. We've not had people like me or Tim or any of the Motor One or any of these guys actually get to go use the vehicle and see what it's like, which I think you'll see this spring coming up before they hit. I think you'll see some people get a chance to see how they stack up against each other because talking about the Gladiator, there's a lot of talk that Ford is going to actually make a Bronco pickup truck. And if I were Ford, I would make the Bronco pickup truck in a heartbeat because, and Tim may disagree with me on this, but I think the Ranger competes too much with F-150 sales. And not that you're ever going to, like, it only nicks minorly the sales of that segment, but I think it kind of plays in that segment a little bit. And I think a lot of mid-sized trucks do, which is why in the 2010 or so, why all these guys were starting to do away with them. It was, the Colorado back then wasn't doing much for GM. And the price of mid-sized trucks right now is just ridiculous if you compare it to full-size trucks. So I would do away with the Ranger, and I would build a Bronco pickup truck, and I would make Bronco like not its own brand, but it, definitely it's sort of its own sub-brand under Ford, and which they're doing anyways. But I would have the Bronco pickup truck in a 2-door and 4-door. And then I would do, the Bronco. And then you and Jeep are you're making your own new little sort of sub-segment, and you're fighting each other. And competition's always good. I think Ford has, overnight with the Bronco, I've said this many times, I think they made Wrangler look old, but tech-wise, till we know more, man, I don't know on that. Let's see. Yes. So Tim, I know you've privately talked about this a little bit, that Ford's doing sort of what they did with the car market. There's awful lot of variation now in these things. Let's see. So Ford trucks, Maverick, Ranger, Bronco, pickup, F-150, and Raptor. I would agree. I think Tim's on the money on that. Of like, since trucks are so hot, and cars, they've done away basically with cars. I think they're only making one car still that's due to die out this spring, and the Mustang. So they've really just taken those cars and just converted all to trucks. And Maverick is very intriguing what Ford's going to do with that. And I dropped a video, and Tim would disagree on this video, but I think that the new Dakota, or whatever Ram's going to call their new little mid-size thing, I think it's a unibody as well. I really do. Now, I know Tim said that he thought it was confirmed that was the pictures that I've seen of this thing were an old test mule of a Grand Wagoneer, but the people that I know that seen this thing up close and personal said it was very mid-size. So we'll figure that out one day. Let's see. Does YouTube increase view counts if one watches the same video multiple times? Yes, they actually do. They your views are not based on your cookies of that. So once like when it drops a cookie, a lot of times some things won't count it again, because it's just loading the old cookie. No, YouTube, as far as I know, Yeah, it's just every time you watch it, you get a new click from it. My biggest thing right now, guys, for this channel to monetize is just basically subs. We're right around nearing 1,000 hours of watch time, and I have to have 4,000 hours of watch time, which will come with just more videos. And this channel seems to love Bronco talk and loves when I run my mouth about Bronco, which I did drop another Bronco video this week. Let's see, what did I drop for Bronco? Because I don't even. This week I've been all over the map. I've been in East Tennessee. I've been covering my old, well, I can't say my old event, covering the unofficial version of my event since it wasn't going on. Let's see, my channel. Oh, the manual, Sasquatch manual. Yes, so we'll end up with this. We got about 15 minutes left. Let's see. The trimmer, Tim. Yes, and the trimmer. Oh yeah, the new Ranger trimmer, which Tim, I can't wait till you get to drive it. Let's see. Joe Taylor, I think the Frontier is going to be revealed in October. We should know by October 1st, which is Thursday. Joe, we gotta keep each other in tune with that, Joe. Ramesh says, do you think the new Frontier will be just as reliable as the last gen? Underpinning wise, yes, because it's basically the same underpinning. After that, I've not got to do any time in the new V6 engine. I need to just run up to one of my local dealers and just go do some time in one just to do it. But the transmission in that truck is pretty solid. I've heard some rumors of. I heard somebody within the company was talking about that there was a little vibration issue they were feeling with that 9-speed in the new test mules. I don't know if that coincides with the old truck, but there was something there they were working on. Let's see. Kelly says ZCon was great. Kelly, are you talking about the video or just were you at ZCon? Oh, 283 subs. Let's see. I do have 283 subs right now, and that'll come. I will say this with this channel, I've enjoyed like stressing on the Nissan side to get that one monetized was like a nightmare of just things that was stumbling blocks learning. This one here, I kind of have a pretty good idea, other than just putting out content that people want to watch. But let's see. Oh, back to the Sasquatch. Let's see. You would love to see the Frontier 3.8 V6 review. I know what I could do, Joe Taylor. We could do like another 3-letter brand in. We could test the 0 to 60 speeds and then put it in 4-wheel drive for some ungodly reason and do 0 to 60 speeds. That's the dumbest. Like it was a damn Subaru or something. That's the dumbest thing I ever did. Oh, thank you, Kelly, on that video. Z stuff over there is hit or miss on the videos, and that was a little bit of a long video. I've been doing shorter videos too, and I've noticed that though I'll do a 2 to 3 minute video, so like quick hits like that Bronco, the Sasquatch video I did, and I get great watch time, like 60 to 80% watch time on those videos. And if I do like a 10-minute video, because I have a juke video that drops Tuesday on the other channel, and it's about 10 minutes, and I guarantee you I'll get 30% watch time on that. It's weird how that works. Joe, I'm not saying a word about those letters. But I did think it was hilarious on that when the dude put it in 4-wheel drive to test 0 to 60 times. That just I can't go into that because they watch these things from time to time. I did get an email from that same gentleman saying that I needed to ask permission to use video or pictures that they post on social media, and then I had to ask them, did they get my permission to use the video that as soon as I dropped the Frontier video, did they get permission to use my picture? Because I watermarked that one different, and I knew where that picture came from, and they couldn't explain that. So anyways, but guys, so as we wind down, the Bronco Sasquatch is getting a manual. Now, as I said in that video, Manual Nation is all up in the air and happy about, we made a difference. And if you follow any of these Bronco pages, they won't. This is a bunch of whiners, man. And maybe it was that way with the Gladiator when it was coming out and a bunch of these pages started up, these Facebook groups. But I'm amazed how you cannot make people happy. Now, this one particular Bronco group has over 30,000 people in it. and I think I joined it when it had like 5,000 or something. So like it's just since they dropped that video, just people jumping in there like crazy, and you get the same old questions: tire sizes, when do you think we'll get them? And I'm amazed that Ford hasn't stopped the throwing $100 down to get on their reservation list. I don't know why they need to continue that. Just stop it now. But I'm sure there's some weird ego thing involved in that. Because I still see people in there that just like today, I seen somebody, hey, I just put my $100 down. When do you think I'll get that? And most people are like, 2022. And you're like, no, my dealer said that it's only going to take like 2 months for that Ford to backfill all these 160,000 pre-sales. And I'll get mine. And I was like, sometimes, and Tim's in this group too. I know Tim's read some of these things, but it's hilarious. But it is kind of cool that Ford did listen to people that wanted the manual transmission and the 35-inch Sasquatch package. For whatever odd reason, Ford decided initially, no, we can't offer that. And I've heard it's something about that manual transmission that they use. Something about that, or maybe that was with the V6 that they're trying to use it with, or something, or why it can't be mated with that V6. But it was something strange. And then I think Ford heard enough of people like whining about it, and so they're offering it. And as soon as they offered this thing, Levine come out and said, hey, we're gonna drop that little teaser video, which was a good little teaser video. Shows a little Sasquatch finger pushing start, and you see his hand on the shifter. They instantly start on colors, and I'm like, man, can they just make the vehicle before we nitpick this poor thing apart of I need this. And I don't know if it's just social media, the Amazon generation that we live in now, that you just can have it when you want it, or what. But I'm being very patient with that vehicle. When mine, December, it's supposed to be October, they release the what it's going to cost, so you can choose your packages and everything you want. And then December we get to order them. So I'll be curious when that happens. And of course, I'd be curious if Ford actually ever says how many orders actually convert to real orders. But it was nice to see the manual, because I love a manual transmission. Part of my Juke's fun of it, it's a manual. I like driving a stick, but off-road, I don't want a stick anymore, man. There's the fun of it is being out there, and yeah, I like rock crawling too. That's why I have a couple Xteras for that. But at the end of the day, I'm cool without that challenge. Like, yeah, I'm not any less of a man because I don't want to shift in every 80 to 120,000 miles, put a new clutch in the thing. I don't care. So, anyways, but Manual Nation came out in full force, and they're all pumped about it. And what do you guys think? Would you guys have that new Bronco in a manual, or would you rather have the 10-speed automatic? Because I'm opting for the automatic. I think it's only like a $1,500 upcharge too. It's pretty affordable. Let's see what else we got. We had some videos. I dropped that Ram. There was a Frontier video that I dropped, and we talked about that on a live stream a couple weeks ago. Let's see. Oh, the hotbed was the Grand Wagoneer video. That was a real hotbed of people watching that one. So let's see. Manuals are for racing or carving the canyons on asphalt. I would agree. Tim says no manuals for him. But once again, I like them. If I'm already out having fun adventuring, I go into the woods. Part of my fun of going out into the woods and doing some off-roading is I want to be out in nature a little bit. I don't want to have to worry about shifting and all these extra things. Frank B says, I would if it wasn't my daily driver. This Bronco will not be our daily driver, by the way. It is, even though I think my wife Kelly will try to make it her daily driver like she did my Titan. I owned the Titan technically, I think, for about 5 months, and then she took it from me. Which she knows that, I don't like these cars. Cars are cars to me. I love them. But I don't really get sentimental about cars anymore. My old 2000 Nissan Xterra SAS project out there, $3,500. Somebody can have that thing. I don't care. Like Kelly's Xterra, she loves it. But there's a price for everything. So every day for a dirt runner. Let's see. Chris West says auto for him, auto for Kelly. My buddy with a taco is always stalling it on obstacles. Um, yeah, I mean, I took a Forerunner out to Moab a few years ago, and I'm I've stalled it a few times, but I just that was the last time I off roaded a manual. And where did we do on that one? Not 7 Mile. I don't remember what course what part of Moab I did out there, but I don't know. It just wasn't like wasn't super pumped about it. Like it wasn't exciting or it wasn't like a bummer to me. Mud with rocks is not conducive to clutches. Yes, I would agree. I would agree. But those, like I said earlier, it is cool that enough people fussed at Ford that Ford took it serious. And I think Bronco's been a hit for them so far, but they do need people to fall in line a little bit. And at some point, all these 30,000 is one group, and there's other groups with 20, 30,000. And of course, there's Bronco 6G who will stamp their picture on anything that they find on the internet and act like they were the breaking news of it. They have a ton of people there that wanted it. The forums are great for that stuff, and I know all manufacturers pay attention to forums. They don't come out and say, "Hey, we're with Ford, we're paying attention," but they're on there. Of course, Ford has the Bronco Nation, which is quite funny to me because I started Xterra Nation. Nations has been my thing for a long time, so I doubt it was from my vast empire of social media platforms, but it is kind of fun to see that. Let's see. They're going to regret it when they don't sell. I would agree with that, Frank B. And Tim, you may know better than me, but and I need to look this up. What are the how many Wranglers actually sell in a manual transmission? And I have a feeling, and this may sound weird, but I have a feeling more two-door Wranglers sell in a manual transmission than the four-door does. And why I say that, I've seen a ton of two-door Wranglers in my town, and I've seen them shifting a lot. And the four-door ones, I think, are more the kind of soccer mom, it's sort of a daily driver, it's the family's SUV of sorts. And they don't want to shift. So, but, I want to say it's maybe 5%. So I don't know if Ford continues to do it. Maybe it's a one and done, a 1 year thing, and they're like, hey, we didn't sell many of those. Let's get rid of it. Let's see. Fly trap crawl ratio 70-1 or greater. I think if the new Bronco costs more, that certain price point. Let's see. Ford can't price them too high. Jeep Wrangler with options still at 42,000. I doubt they have, Tim. I didn't know if there was any. If you would know better than I would of anybody if those numbers ever came out. Let's see, Frank B. I looked on Auto Trader for that Jeep manual just for curiosity and couldn't find it at all. Yes, thanks, Fly. Fun fact: Toyota manual sells in the Northeast predominantly. Toyota can't tell me why. Huh? Is it a snow thing, Tim? Maybe? Huh. Later, ATX Trent. Thank you for stopping by, sir, and thank you for hanging out with us. That's something for a future show, Tim. That is weird. But I do think ultimately, as I wind this thing down, that the Gladiator is here to stay for a bit, 4 or 5 years. Probably after that, it's gone. Unless Ford brings a Bronco out within the next year or so, a Bronco truck, and the numbers stay high, that forces Jeep to go, okay, well, we got to stay in this too. In my opinion, though, where was it? Oh, so Kelly was saying Ford can't price them too high because the Wrangler option that sells at 42,000. So, a couple weeks ago, I got impatient, and these people in these Bronco pages were just driving me insane with their stupidity. And I told my wife that why don't we just go get a new Wrangler now, and I wanted the Gladiator, if I were gonna buy a Jeep product right now, it would be a Gladiator. It'd be a Rubicon. I found a Rubicon. It was around 49,000 with everything I would want on it. And I'll be honest, probably the Bronco, the two-door Bronco I'm looking at is probably going to run me around the same. I was like, look, it's the best of both worlds. We sort of miss having a pickup truck around here. We can just throw stuff in. It gives us that. Plus it gives us some kind of adventure vehicle. And I just couldn't get her to, nope, it's ugly. I couldn't get her past the point of like, you throw some wheels on it and stuff and it's great. But anyways, later, Frank. We'll see you guys next week. See Tim and being in a combo of space, snow, market saturation. Frontiers are popular for the base model and size, but the mid tiers, it's all tacos. Huh. Well, all right, boys. You see this? You know what that means. Next week, guys, we need a topic for next week. It can't be my Juke. I really don't like talking Nissan much on this channel. Yeah, it was the taillights. That's why Kelly, she didn't want it. It was the taillights. I'll think of a topic next week to talk about. Let's see. There's lots of trucks that we can always talk about. I haven't talked about any GM products just yet. Maybe we bring a GM into this topic. But so from all things all terrain, be car, truck, van, lawnmower, whatever, you name it, we'll talk about it at some point on this. This is All Terrain Nation, and I'm your host, David Boyd. And as you can see, Joe Taylor says we're out. Night, everybody. Like I said, 2 weeks or so, this is going to move to Monday nights, so be ready for the Danny Dave show again.